Okay, if you're running a small business, you know that time is literally your most valuable asset. But what if a huge chunk of it was just slipping away every single day and you didn't even notice? Today we're going to break down exactly how you can get that time back using AI automation.
Just look at this number, 3 to 5 hours. According to the research we're digging into, this is how much time the average small business owner is losing every single day. We're not talking about time spent on big picture strategy. We're talking about time lost to boring, repetitive tasks that a machine could do in a heartbeat. I mean, think about it, right? Answering the same questions in emails, chasing down invoices, copy-pasting stuff from one app to another. It's not just about the lost hours. It's about lost focus, drained energy, and it's what's holding your business back from real growth. But here's the catch, and this is where so many people go wrong. It's not just about jumping in and automating something. It's about automating the right things first. Because trust me, automating the wrong process can end up wasting even more of your time and money. And this leads us straight into what's called the automation trap. It sounds like it should be helpful, right? But it's actually a super common mistake that can do more harm than good. This slide right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. It is so tempting to think, oh, I'll automate invoicing first. That feels like a big, important task. But the real problem, the place where you're actively losing money right now, is probably on the front lines. While you're busy tweaking an internal process, a potential customer is on your website waiting hours for a simple answer. That delay, that's where sales go to die.
So, how do you avoid this trap? Well, you take a smarter approach. And this is all about strategy first, tools second. Before you even think about what software to buy, you need to do a really simple audit of your own time.
And here it is, the exact 4-step process. Just for 1 week, write down everything you do. Seriously, everything. Then, at the end of the week, circle anything you did more than 3 times. From that circled list, find the no-brainer, the one task that eats up a ton of time but requires almost zero brain power. That's it. That's your golden ticket. That is your #1 automation priority.
Okay, once you've identified that priority task, now we can talk about picking the right tool for the job. So let's run through a quick toolkit, focusing on what each tool is actually best for.
First up, you've got the big connectors, Make and Zapier. Here's the simple way to think about it. Zapier is your go-to for speed and simplicity. If you just need a basic, if this happens, then do that connection between 2 apps. It's perfect and super fast to set up. But if you need to build something more complex, a workflow with multiple steps and logic, that's where Make comes in. It's the powerhouse, and it's also way cheaper if you're doing a high volume of tasks.
Now, for writing and communication, you've pretty much got 2 main players, ChatGPT and Claude. The key difference? ChatGPT is the versatile all-rounder. It's got tons of integrations with other tools. Claude, on the other hand, really shines when you need it to handle long documents or write with a bit more nuance. Honestly, either one can save you hours a week on everything from emails to social media posts. And then we have the specialists, tools that solve very specific, painful problems. Tidio is an absolute game changer for customer service. I mean, imagine 70% of your most common questions getting answered instantly, 24/7. Then there's QuickBooks AI, which just tackles those bookkeeping headaches, automatically categorizing transactions. And Notion AI, it can take all your messy internal notes and turn them into a brilliant, searchable knowledge base for your whole team.
Now, and this is really important, you don't need all of these. The goal is to build a stack. That's a small, powerful combo of tools that's perfectly tailored to your business. So let's look at what that might actually look like for a few different business types.
Okay, so for a service business, like if you're a consultant or you run an agency, it's all about managing leads and communicating clearly. Your foundation could be a free CRM like HubSpot. Then you layer on an AI writer for proposals, a connector like Zapier to automate your lead forms, and Notion to keep all your processes organized. And the amazing part? A powerful stack like this can cost as little as $20 to $40 a month.
For an e-commerce business, the priorities are totally different. Here, it's all about order fulfillment and customer support. This is where a tool like Make is essential for automating orders and inventory alerts. Tidio gives you that 24/7 support that online shoppers just expect now. Then you add in QuickBooks for the money side of things and Buffer for your social media. It's a bit more of an investment, sure, but it directly attacks the biggest bottlenecks in selling products online.
And what about a local business like a salon or a restaurant? It's all about managing customer interactions. Tidio can answer booking questions even when you're closed. A simple CRM helps you send out emails to keep customers coming back. And an AI writer is a secret weapon for quickly responding to all those Google reviews.
I mean, look at that. This stack is incredibly affordable and has a huge impact. Okay, so you've done the audit, you've picked your stack, you've set it all up. What can you actually expect? It's so important to ground all this hype in reality because the results are not always instant.
Here's a realistic timeline. In your first month, as you're kind of working out the kinks, expect to save about 3 to 5 hours a week. By month 3, that should climb to somewhere between 6 and 10 hours. And after about 6 months, once your systems are really humming along, saving 10 to 15 hours every single week is a totally achievable goal.
And this brings us to what might be the single most important takeaway from this whole thing. Automation, by itself, does not grow your business. It's just a tool. It's a tool that creates an opportunity. The real growth happens in what you do with those 10 or 15 hours you get back every week.
And to make sure you actually succeed, you have to avoid these 3 traps. Number 1, never ever automate a broken process. Automating chaos just gives you faster chaos. You got to fix it manually first. 2, don't over-automate. You have to keep a human touch for critical things like customer complaints. And 3, don't just set it and forget it. You need to check on your automations every month because they can and will break silently.
So before you spend a single dollar on any tool, I want you to ask yourself these 3 final questions. First, get super specific. What exact repetitive task is this tool going to replace? If you can't name it in one sentence, you're not ready to buy.
Second, put a number on it. How many times a week does that task actually happen? If it's something you only do once or twice, the return on your investment is going to be pretty low. You want to focus on the high-frequency tasks first. That's where you get the biggest win.
And number 3, always try before you buy. Any good tool is going to have a free plan or a free trial. Use it. Make absolutely sure it solves your specific problem inside your workflow before you put a credit card down.
And that brings us to the final and really the most important question of all. Once you've done this, once you have an extra 10 hours back in your week, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to talk to more customers, develop that new product you've been dreaming about, or maybe, just maybe, finally take a weekend off? That's where the real growth begins.